Hi friends, I hope you are all doing good. Welcome back. So in this video we are going to discuss about the amendments which has happened in the paper taxation. So this amendment, this lecture which you are going to see is specifically for intermediate student only. So those who are intermediate students. Now sir, which intermediate students are you talking about, sir? Which intermediate students are you talking about, sir? It can be any type of intermediate students, whether you are a CA inter student or CS inter students or CMA inter students. Obviously the amendments will be same for final as well as inter students, but this video is specifically for intermediate students. Now please note, this amendment lecture which you are going to see now is specifically applicable for those who are writing their examination in May or June 24. So in May 2024 or June 2024 or July 24 in some cases. So those who are writing in May or June 24, for them only this amendment is specifically applicable. So whether you are a CA student, CS student or CMA student, it does not matter. This amendment will be applicable to you. Now before I start the discussion on this amendment, there are quite a few amendments which we'll see obviously. So before I start this amendment, this is one point which I want to make clear with respect to CA inter students. Now the CA inter students, the students who are watching this lecture, the CA inter students who are watching this lecture can be of two categories. The CA inter students who are watching this lecture can be of two categories. Now as you all know that for CA inter you have new syllabus applicable to you, correct? So as per the new syllabus, the taxation paper is paper number 3, your tax paper is paper number 3. Now this tax paper contains two things, which is direct taxes and indirect taxes. In indirect taxes you have only one point, which is GST. Direct taxes will be for 50 marks and indirect taxes will be for 50 marks. Please note, this point which I am discussing is only with respect to CA inter students. So direct taxes and indirect taxes is both equally for 50-50 marks. Before, direct taxes were for 60 marks and indirect taxes were for 40 marks, but now they both are same. Now what they have done, they have increased the weightage in indirect taxes. By increasing the weightage, what they have done, they have added few topics in indirect taxes. They have added few topics in indirect taxes. Which are those few topics which they have added? Three topics they have added. Three new topics they have added. One topic is called as place of supply. Another topic is called as accounts and records. And the third topic which they have added is TDS and TCS under GST. TDS and TCS under GST. So these are the new additional topics which you have to study. In this from exam point of view, if you ask me, time of supply topic is most important. You can expect a question of say 4 marks to say 6 marks. Question can be expected. 4 marks for sure they will ask a question for 4 marks, because it is a nice chapter. It is a topic which was applicable for final students. Now they have directly shifted it to intermediate students, so they are going to ask the question at intermediate level only. And accounts and records is just one page discussion, very small topic, very easy topic. And TDS and TCS, accounts and records, there are only two sections which you have to study, section 35 and 36, but I mean it is not difficult. Accounts and records is completely theoretical topic, and TDS and TCS is a good topic. It is a nice topic. You can expect a question up to 2 marks from this topic, or sometimes 4 marks also. But it is also just two sections, section 51 and section 52. But it is an easy topic when compared to place of supply. Place of supply is an easy topic, but important topic also. Easy and important. These other two topics they have added. Accounts and records, I would say you can give last preference, but then first preference with respect to these additions I am talking about, first preference you should give it for place of supply, and then TDS and TCS. 100% you can expect a question from these newly introduced topics. Almost around 6 marks question can be expected by you. Almost around 6 marks question can easily be expected by you from this topic. Now sir, they have reduce the marks of direct taxes. In direct taxes, what do you have? You have only income tax. Sir, they have reduced the marks of direct taxes by 50 marks, sir. Meaning by 10 marks they have reduced it. So before it was for 60 marks, now they have reduced it to 50 marks. So by 10 marks they have reduced. So sir, because they have reduced, is there any reduction in the topic which you are going to learn, sir? No. There is actually one topic called as income not forming part of total income. That was a separate topic. Now what they have done, that topic they have merged with different chapters. Chapter wise they have merged the topic, and that topic is still applicable to you. So it is not that you have to study less in intermediate income tax paper. No, the whatever you were studying before, the same thing you have to study now also. The number of chapters which you have to study in GST or indirect taxes have been increased. So this is one point which I want to make clear before we start this discussion. Now, the second point which I want to make clear to all the category of students, whether you are a CA student, CMA students or CS students. Now, what is the second point, sir? Now, there may be students who would have taken batch exclusively for, who would have taken classes. There may be two categories of students. If you are a student, you can fall under two categories. Sir, which are these two categories which we can fall? A student who has taken classes. You are a student who have taken classes for your attempt, which is May 24 bar June or July 24 examination, or there may be some class of student who would have taken batches before this particular attempt, meaning you would have taken either for say November 23 examination or say December 23 examination. Okay, so there may be two category of students. Now the amendments which I am going to discuss will be all the amendments which are applicable. Say for example, if you were a student who has taken classes for November or December 23, then there are a lot of changes which you have to study. Whether you are a CA student or CMA student or a CS student, it does not matter. There are a lot of changes which has happened which you would have not studied. Meaning you will be referring an material which is published by the institute for the say previous attempt, but the latest attempt material for CMA student, your institute has not released it. CA student, they have released the institute material. Your institute has released a new material. So if you have studied it from the new material, very good. If you have studied from the new material, very good. If you have not studied from the new material, no problem. I will be discussing about all the changes which are made in the new material, meaning all the amendments which have been made right from the December examinations. So whatever amendment which you are going to see will include not only the changes which has been made say in the recent past, but for income tax the changes right from the Finance Act 2023, because for your examination, those who are going to write the examination in May or June, similarly November or December 2024 examination, for them under income tax law Finance Act 2023 is applicable. So we are going to see all the changes which has been made with respect to income tax. We are going to see all the changes which has been made in this Finance Act 2023, and please make sure this is a very important change. Very important, because there are a lot of changes which has happened, and these changes are also fantastic changes, interesting changes, and something which they can ask in the examination. Now obviously amendments are made in your direct taxes as well as in your indirect taxes. So in DT as well as IDT, both the levels amendments have been made. In your income tax, the amendments are more important when compared to your indirect taxes. Indirect taxes amendments are easy to understand amendments. Any person, say by doing a self reading also he can understand, but whereas indirect taxes, the direct taxes amendments which are there, they are going to actually change your entire computation mechanism only. You would have studied something in your classroom. Now whatever you are going to see will be a complete different topic, unless until you have taken the classes for the May or June examination only. So if you would have taken classes for the previous attempts, and now if you are going to see the amendments, you will see that there are a lot of difference. So please make sure that direct tax amendments is something which you should concentrate properly and you should understand properly. Major amendment is with respect to 115 BAC, which is one of the important amendment, and 100% you can expect a question from this topic at the intermediate level. Whereas indirect tax GST related amendments, very easy amendment, easy to understand. Obviously there are some amendments which is going to change the law, but still it is easy to understand amendments. So now I hope this point is very clear with respect to amendments, etc. For which student can watch this. Those students who have attended the previous batch or who has taken the new batch, etc., does not matter. For everyone this amendment is applicable. Now with that being said, let me straight away start my discussion. First we'll be discussing the amendments with respect to goods and service tax, GST, and then we'll go for the amendments of direct taxes, income tax. Okay, so the first topic, students, let us start the discussion now. Please look here. The first topic which we discuss in the classroom is what, sir? Basics. After basic, what do we discuss, sir? Supply under GST. One of the important topic under entire GST law is what, sir? Supply under GST, because supply is what? The taxable event under GST law. Now there is an schedule called as schedule number 3. Now if you remember, section 7 subsection 2 talks about no supply or negative list of supply. Now they say government has notified few things which is not read as supply, and there are few activities which are given in schedule 3. These activities will not be read as supply. Which are the activities given in schedule 3? Are services given by employee to the employer in the course of employment, services given by court or tribunal except arbitral tribunal, services given by MLA, MP, president, prime minister, etc. So these are the different points which you have studied under schedule 3. So one of the item in this schedule 3, that is entry number 6 of schedule 3, one of the item in the schedule 3 is what, sir? Actionable claims except lottery, betting and gambling. So what is not read as supply? Actionable claims. If you are supplying actionable claims, sir, it is not read as supply except lottery, betting and gambling. Except what? Lottery, betting and gambling. Now please note, if you are watching this amendment lecture, I am teaching it with an expectation that you would have already studied your syllabus. At least once you would have already studied, gone through the entire syllabus, and accordingly you know what is there in the law. Okay, so it will be more beneficial if you have already studied your syllabus and then you watch it, you will understand even more better. So there is an entry called as entry number 6, actionable claims except lottery, betting and gambling. Meaning what, sir? This entry told if you are going to deal in actionable claims, it is not read as supply. But if that actionable claims is lottery, betting or gambling, it will be read as supply. Now what they have done is, instead of using the word lottery, betting and gambling, because when I say lottery, betting and gambling, only 3 things are covered. Now there are some other actionable claims also, which government wanted to add in this point. Now they thought, instead of adding it along with this, let me change the wording of this. Now what is this entry called as? Schedule 3, entry number 6 is called as, it is replaced and it is called as, if you are going to deal in actionable claims except, if you are going to deal in actionable claims, then it is not read as supply except specified actionable claims. Except what, sir? Specified actionable claims. So instead of using the word lottery, betting and gambling, actionable claims except lottery, betting and gambling, what are they going to use now? Actionable claims except specified actionable claims. So government has specified few list of actionable claims, and they may add also in future if they feel like adding some extra points in this. So these actionable claims, if you are going to deal in these actionable claims, it will be read as supply and accordingly GST will be applicable. Sir, which are the different items which are included in this specified actionable claims, sir? The 3 items are already there. The same 3 items are already there. What are these 3 items? Lottery, betting and gambling. These are already there. With this they have added some more items called as, they have added 3 more items, which is casino. Then you are doing horse race betting, or you are playing any online money game. So nowadays, when they told lottery, betting and gambling, people were confused whether gambling will also include the different activities which is happening in casino. Whether gambling will include that in casino, whatever we are playing, that say we rotate and we select a particular number, or it will include only the card playing which is happening, etc., or will it include all the different games which are happening in casino, etc. So many people, they go to Goa, they enjoy over there, and they go to casino, they spend some money over there. Whether that is also covered under actionable claims? Yes, that is an actionable claims, but whether it is covered in exception or not, whether if I am dealing in the taxable claims, whether I have to pay GST or not. So government has told, yes, you have to pay GST. Now we have race course, we have race club, we have race clubs, horse race clubs, etc. So you are selecting a particular horse, you are betting on a horse that yes, this horse is going to win, horse number 9 is going to win, horse number 15 is going to win. Whether this betting in horses, etc., whether that is also covered under actionable claims? Yes, they are covered under actionable claims. Should I pay GST now? Yes, you have to pay GST. Nowadays, very famous, most of the Indians are involved in this online money gaming. You see Rummy Circle, Dream 11, you are making your own team, etc. Whether those activities which I am doing, the Dream 11 cricket matches which I am paying, Ludo games which I am paying, which involves money in it, whether that is also covered under actionable claims? Yes, they are covered under actionable claims. Now whether they are exempt from GST? Answer is no, they are taxable under GST. See, normally if you are dealing in actionable claims, you don't have to pay any GST. You don't have to pay any GST. But however, if that actionable claim in which you are dealing is a specified actionable claims, then GST will be applicable. Sir, what is the specified actionable claims? Sir, specified actionable claims means lottery, betting, gambling. These are there. Plus 3 more additions is casino. Then we have online money gaming and horse races. Online money gaming and horse races. Please note. Now, if there is a question asked anything with respect to this point, say one of the question which they normally asked in the examination, actionable claims are not subject to GST. Explain the validity of this statement. So how your answer should be there, sir? First, you should give the definition of goods. Goods means every kind of movable property other than money and securities, but includes actionable claims, things which are attached to or forming part of land. So what? So goods definition says that goods includes actionable claims. Actionable claims are treated as goods. So first you will give the definition of goods and write actionable claims are treated as goods. However, as per schedule 3, actionable claims except specified actionable claims shall neither be treated as supply of goods nor supply of services. So second point, which first write the definition of goods and write a point telling therefore actionable claims are treated as goods. Then the second entry, as per schedule 3, if there is any transaction in actionable claims except specified actionable claims, then it shall neither be treated as supply of goods nor supply of services. That is, a transaction in actionable claims will not be treated as supply at all. However, if the transaction is in specified actionable claims, it will be treated as supply, and accordingly it is subject to GST. It is subject to GST. And which are the specified actionable claims? You will have to give the list of these 6 items. Which 6 items are? Betting, casino, gambling, horse race, lottery, and online money gaming. So this is all with respect to your first entry. Second entry, easy entry, time pass entry, which they have added over here. What is the second entry talking about? The second entry talks about supply of foods and beverages. Arey, supply of foods and beverages at where, sir? Where? Rest at cinema halls. Whatever food you are eating at cinema halls, no supply of foods and beverages at cinema halls, it is taxable as what? Restaurant services. A clarification statement they have given over here. Now let us take an example. I go to Inox to watch a movie. I go to PVR to watch a movie. Any theater in that matter, sir? I go to a theater near my house, sir. It does not matter which theater you are going. Please understand the example. Example is what is important over here. I go to Inox to watch a movie. When I go to Inox, no, there are 2 options available over there. Meaning there may be 2 possibilities. Case 1, case 2. Case 1 is what, sir? See, I go there to watch a movie. I have booked a movie ticket. For which I have paid rupees 250. Now, during the interval time, it is my wish whether to have popcorn or not. If I feel like having a popcorn, I will take a popcorn. It is not compulsory that if you have gone to the Inox, if you have gone to watch the movie over there, if you have purchased a ticket of 250 rupees, you should compulsorily have cool drinks also. You should compulsorily have say pasta, pizza over there, or popcorn over there. It is not compulsory, correct? So it is my wish. So say for example, if I go purchase a popcorn, I pay 400 rupees and purchase a popcorn, then it is all because I need to have it. Inox has not given any compulsion that if you take a movie ticket, if you come and watch movie over here, you should compulsory have a popcorn. So what is happening over here? There are 2 separate services provided. One is services of watching movie. One is services of watching movie, and second services is restaurant services, meaning there will be restaurants over there. Those who wants to go and have food over there can go and have food over there. Those who wish not to have food can ignore it and don't not have anything. Now over here in this case, no, these restaurants which are running over there, these restaurants which are running over these restaurants which are there, they can either be owned by the cinema halls only, PVR, Inox, or say PVR Inox has given the restaurant to a third party. Say for example, PVR Inox has given a place to Domino's, they have given a place to say McDonald's, they have given the place to Burger King, etc. So these people are supplying their burger, their pizza, etc. in that location. So any of the cases, because there are two separate services involved, one is service of watching movie and another services, the food which are supplied at this restaurant, no, this service will be called as supply of service, and it will be treated as what's a supply of restaurant service. Now just because food is supplied in a particular cinema hall, it does not mean that it is, just because food is supplied in the cinema hall, it does not mean that it will be taxed at the rate which cinema hall at the rate which ticket are taxed under GST. The food which is supplied over there, it is supplied by the restaurant, whether that restaurant is owned by the cinema hall, that is the Inox or PVR, or it is owned by some third party, does not matter. Whatever food is supplied in that particular cinema hall will be taxable as restaurant services. It will be treated as restaurant services and taxable as restaurant services. Now this is one category. This is case number one. Case number two. So this, I hope this point is clear to you all. So these are two separate services and accordingly taxable also separately. Case number two. What is this case number two, sir? Fantastic case. Now say sometimes what happens during this Valentine's Day, etc. This Valentine's Day, I went on a date with my daughter. So this Valentine's Day, what happened, you know, this Valentine's Day I went on a date with my daughter. I went on a date with my daughter, with Sundri I went on a date, and I thought, let me go watch a movie. So I booked, I went and I mean this looks like a bottle. I went to watch a movie. I took two corner seats. I went to watch a movie with my daughter. I took two corner seats. Now this theater where I went, no, let us say the theater name is Cinepolis. That theater which I went, no, they had given a fantastic offer for on Valentine's Day. Fantastic offer they had given. Are you take two tickets for 1,000 rupees. I will charge you how much? For two tickets I am going to charge you 1,000 rupees, in which you can watch the movie. I am going to charge you 1,000 rupees in which you can watch the movie. I will give you a popcorn. I will give you a cool drink. I will give you a cool drink. I will give you one single cool drink with two straws. They had this movie fellow, this Cinepolis, no, I paid 1,000 rupees and I am getting three benefits. What am I getting? I am getting food also, and I am getting an opportunity to watch movie also. I understand your problem, sir. You have your opportunity with you, etc. So I went to this theater. Now what is the principal supply over here? The principal supply over here is watching movie. What is the principal supply? Are the principal supply is watching movie, along with that I am getting this also. Are for principal supply the GST rate is 18%, for restaurant the GST rate is 5%. Which rate will you apply? The rate of principal supply, accordingly apply 18%. Okay, not okay. So one is separate. There is a, you go to the movie hall, you have purchased a movie ticket. Now you feel like having something during interval. There are two separate services. You have taken a movie ticket where they will supply food also to you. That is taxable as composite supply. This is what a clarification they have given over here. So eating joints is a wide term which includes refreshment, eating stalls, counters, restaurants or cinema halls. These cinema operators may run these restaurants by themselves or give it to a third party on contract basis. It is clarified that supply of foods and beverages is a part of services. Supply of foods and beverages in the cinema hall is taxable as restaurant services as long as foods and beverages are supplied as a part of service and supplied independent of cinema exhibition service. Meaning foods and beverages, if they are supplied separately, independent, if it is a independent or a separate service, then it will be taxable as restaurant services. However, what if they both are supplied together? If they both are clubbed together, then what will happen, sir? If they both are clubbed together, it will be treated as composite supply and the rate of principal supply, which is watching movie, will be applied. So that one small clarification they have given. Similarly, there is one more clarification which they have given, clarification point number 3. This point number 3 is not an amendment, it's just a clarification. What is this clarification all with respect to, sir? Holding companies having shares of subsidy company. There is a company called as Big Limited. This Big Limited has shares of Small Limited. So this Big Limited is 100% holding company of Small Limited. It is an holding company. So Big Limited is holding company, Small Limited is subsidy company. So Big Limited is what's our holding company, Small Limited is subsidy company. Now the question in this case was what, sir? The question in this case was what? The question over here was now the holding company is having shares in subsidy company. So will it be treated as supply of service? Will it be treated as supply of services? Will it be treated that the holding company is giving services to subsidy company? Lawmaker says, what nonsense, what goobaism you are doing. What nonsense you are doing. Lawmaker says, what nonsense are you doing, goobais? What nonsense are you doing? Why, what happened, sir? You see the definition of goods. Goods means every kind of movable property other than money and securities. You see the definition of services. Services means anything other than goods, money and securities. Meaning what? Meaning what, sir? Securities are neither treated as goods nor treated as services. Securities are neither treated as goods nor treated as services. Therefore, the question of taxing the holding company does not arise at all. If the holding company is having shares in subsidy company, the shares come under the definition of securities, and securities are neither treated as goods nor treated as services. Therefore, it is not a supply. So one small clarification they have given. Activity of holding shares by holding company of the subsidy company will not be treated as supply of services, and the same will not attract GST, and the same will not be attracting any GST. So this is one more small clarification which they have given. Next, charge under GST is one more topic. Fantastic topic it is. Now there is a good amendment which they have got over here. This is not this amendment, there is one more point which from exam point of view maybe they can ask, but this is a simple amendment, one small clarification amendment which normally we have discussed in the classroom. Services supplied by director of a company or a body corporate to the said company or a body corporate in his private capacity or in his personal capacity is not taxable under RCM. The services given by director of a company in his personal capacity or private capacity is not taxable. It is not taxable as what, sir? It is not taxable as, it is not taxable under RCM. Now please note, director of a company. Director of company. The company may have two types of director. One is an employee director. Another one is a non-employee director. Now the employee director, non-employee director. Example of employee director, say whole-time director. Example of non-employee director, say managing director or independent director. Independent director. Now this person who employee director may give services to the company, employee director may give services to the company as director of the company or in his personal capacity. Similarly, non-employee director may also give services to the company as director of the company or in his personal capacity. Just a second. हेलो, हाँ चाबी कटा बेटे ऊपर कटी पड़ी हुई बेटा को नहीं रात का पैंट में तो कौन है हाँ देख बेटे वही तो okay. So director of the company can be employee director, non-employee director, employee director, example whole time director. He can give services as a director or in his personal capacity. Similarly, non-employee director also may give services as a director on his personal capacity. Now please note, services given by employee director or non-employee director, it does not matter who you are. Services given by employee director or non-employee director, it does not matter who you are, in his personal capacity or in his private capacity, is not taxable under RCM. Not taxable under RCM. In both the cases, it is not taxable under RCM. You don't have to, meaning the company does not have to pay any taxes to the government under reverse charge. Services given by non-employee director. Services given by whom, sir? Non-employee director as a director to the company. Services given by non-employee director as a director to the company. Okay, and not in his personal capacity. As a director, whatever service is given is taxable. It is taxable and is taxable under RCM. It is taxable and it is taxable under what mechanism, sir? It is taxable under reverse charge mechanism. And services given by, sir, employee of the company, so services given by employee director, that services, two possibilities are there. Services given by whom, sir? Employee director of the company. Now the services given by him for which company is deducting TDS under section 192 of income tax law, or the TDS is deducted under section 194J of income tax law. Employee director is giving services to the company for which TDS is deducted under section 194J or TDS is deducted under section 192. If the TDS is deducted under section 194J, then it is not a supply. Therefore, no GST. This is covered under schedule 3. Services given by employee to the employer in the course of employment is not a supply, and therefore no GST will come. But however, if services is given by an employee director as a director for which payment is made or for which TDS is deducted under section 194J of income tax law, then it will be treated as supply. It is treated as supply, and if it is treated as supply, then yes, RCM is also applicable. Yes, GST is applicable, and therefore yes, GST is applicable. GST is applicable under reverse charge mechanism. This is the crux of this entire discussion. This is the crux of this entire discussion which I just now made. So services given by director. So the new entry which is there, no, the amendment which is there, that amendment is with respect to only one point, which is this: services given by director in his personal capacity. Not an amendment, it is just an clarification. Services given by the director in his personal capacity is not treated as supply, because it is an independent services. For example, let me just take an example to explain you even more better. Say there is a company called as Reliance Industry, and Dilip is independent director of Reliance Industry. Okay, so services given by me to this company as a director, yes, RCM will be applicable. Now services given by me in personal capacity, Meaning Dilip is giving services as a chartered accountant. The company has asked me to file income tax return of the company. They have asked me to give a certificate, some certificate, net worth certificate they wanted. They asked me to give the net worth certificate. Now the services which I am giving to this company is not because I am the director, because I am a chartered accountant. So these services I am giving to the company in my personal capacity. So in this, no RCM is applicable. So this is a separate contract between me and the company. I am giving services to the company. This is supply made by me to the company. So it is taxable under forward charge mechanism. I will have to give a invoice if I am liable to register under GST. Similarly, say Reliance Industry has whole-time director called as Isha Ambani. Okay, she is the whole-time director. Now she is giving services to the company as a director, for which TDS is deducted under 192. No supply, no GST. TDS is deducted under 194J. Yes supply, yes GST, and GST is payable under reverse charge mechanism. She is giving services to the company in her personal capacity. For example, she has an office space. She has a house property, or she has an office space. She has a commercial building which she has given on rent to the company. So this is renting of immovable property services given by Isha Ambani to Reliance Industries. So this is not as a director, not because she is the director. Anyone could have given the property on rent. So Isha Ambani has the property, she has given the property on rent. In this case, this is not taxable under reverse charge mechanism. It is, yes, it is a supply, and it is taxable under forward charge mechanism. Okay, it will be treated as supply, it will be taxable under forward charge mechanism, and it will be taxable under forward charge mechanism only when the person who is giving the service is registered under GST law or is liable for registration. So this is one small clarification which they have given over here. Services given in personal capacity or private capacity is not taxable. Then now you remember we discussed RCM notification number 13/2017 gives a list of services on which tax is recorded to be paid under reverse charge mechanism. In that, one of the entry is entry number 5, which talks about services given by government, services given by central government, state government, local authority, union territory, excluding what, sir? Excluding these services. Excluding these services will be taxable under reverse charge mechanism. Services supplied by whom, sir? Central government, state government, union territory, local authority to a business entity. So if the government, central government, state government, local authority, union territory is giving services to a business entity, then the business entity has to pay the tax under reverse charge mechanism, except some services. Except which cases, sir? Except the services, except renting of immovable property services given by government, except services given by Department of Post, except services in relation to aircraft and vessel, except services in relation to transportation of goods and transportation of passenger. So now the services given by Department of Post, if I go to post office and if I take speed post services, the post office is only going to charge GST. Just like that, they have added one more unit of government over here, one more ministry of government over here, which is Indian Railway. Ministry of Railway or Indian Railways is giving services to a business entity, then RCM is not applicable, forward charge is applicable. Who has to charge GST, sir? Who has to charge GST? The railway authority only, the Indian Railway only. Whatever services they are giving, they only will charge the GST. So they have made the similar amendment in point number 5A also, which talks about renting of immovable property services given by government to a registered person. Similarly, what is this point telling? Renting of immovable property services given by government, central government, state government, local authority, union territory, except Ministry of Railway, except what, sir? Indian Railway, to a registered person. To a registered person, that registered person has to pay the taxes under reverse charge. But however, if that service provider, say if renting, say for example, this is say Bangalore station, Bangalore railway station. Bangalore railway station has different shops. Who is owning this, sir? This is owned by Indian Railways. All these shops, this railway is owned by Indian Railways. So now they are giving these shops on rent. Who is giving? Indian Railway is giving the shops on rent. Say for example, I have taken one of the shop I have taken on rent and I am supplying sari over there. I am supplying sari over there. So whatever shop I have taken on rent from Indian Railway, I am a person who is registered under GST. I am a person who is registered under GST. Whatever shop I have taken on rent from Indian Railway, normally before it was taxable under RCM, but lawmaker says no. In this case, though Dilip, you are a registered person, though Priya Sharis is a registered person, services given by Indian Railway too, you will be taxable under forward charge. It will be taxable under forward charge. So it does not matter, say some other, say food stall someone has opened and he is not a registered person. He is not a registered person, it does not matter. Even in this case, it will be taxable under forward charge. So services given by Indian Railways, so remember this point, services given by Indian Railway, Ministry of Railway or Indian Railway to any person will be taxable under forward charge mechanism. It will be taxable under what, sir? Forward charge mechanism. It will be taxable and it will be taxable under forward charge mechanism. The supplier of goods and services will collect GST. Parallel or similar amendments have also been made under IGST law. Next topic with respect to place of supply. Place of supply, fantastic topic. It is important topic for CA Inter students, very important topic. CMA Inter, obviously it is important. For CA Inter students, it is one of the important topic because it is newly introduced from this attempt. Now, place of supply. So, place of supply topic, place of supply talks about what, sir? See, why is place of supply important, sir? Because if I want to know whether a supply is an intrastate supply or interstate supply, then I check two things. What do I check? I check location of supplier and place of supply. I check what's the location of supplier and place of supply. Now, when do I call a particular supply as an intrastate supply? If the location of the supplier and place of supply, if they are both are in same state or same union territory, then it is called as intrastate supply. If location of supplier and place of supply is in two different state, two different union territory, one state and one union territory, it is called as interstate supply. Whenever it is an intrastate supply, it is CGST and SGST or CGST and UTGST. Whenever it is an interstate supply, I have to pay IGST. So this is something which is very clear and very easy to understand by everyone. Now the place of supply topic, no, under place of supply we have seen, under place of supply there are totally 4 sections which talks about place of supply. Section 10, 11, 12 and 13. Section 12 and 13 talks about place of supply for services. 10 and 11 talks about place of supply for goods. Okay, 10 and 11 talks about place of supply for goods. Now section 10 talks about place of supply for goods when the supply is made in India. 11 talks about place of supply of services when the supply is made outside India. Anyways, let us concentrate about this amendment only. Let me not discuss the entire provision again with you. Now, what is this amendment talking all about? Section 10 talks about what, sir? Section 10 of IGST Act. Please note I am talking about section 10 of IGST Act is talking about place of supply of goods when the supplier and the recipient both are in India. Now, what is the place of supply normally, sir? In case of supply of goods, what is the place of supply, sir? Now, place of supply, section 10 subsection 1 clause A says the place of supply of goods normally will be location where if the supply which you are making, if it involves movement in goods, if the supply which you are making, if it involves movement in goods, place of supply shall be equal to location where or the place where movement is terminating. Movement is terminating. The place where movement is terminating. For CA Inter students, if some of the students have say not attended the new syllabus classes etc., I will make a separate video on place of supply and upload anytime during this week. I'll upload, okay, anytime during the coming week I'll upload the video. I'll make a separate video on the place of supply or the newly added 3 topics. I'll make a separate video and I'll upload it on YouTube. Anytime this week I will upload this. Now, so if the supply which you are making involves movement in goods, place of supply is the location where the movement is terminating. For example, Priya Sadis Bangalore is supplying goods to Karina Sadis Mumbai. So the goods are going to go from Bangalore to, I am going to supply sarees. So the goods are going to go from Bangalore to Mumbai. Therefore, there is a movement in goods happening. Now, where is the movement terminating? Where is the movement ending? The movement is going to end in Mumbai. Therefore, the place of supply will be what, sir? Mumbai. What will be the place of supply? Mumbai. What will be the place of supply, sir? Mumbai. Similarly, one more point we have discussed. Say what if the movement is caused by registered person? See, normally what is the place of supply? The location where movement is terminating. One more example which I normally give in the classroom is, say Priya Sarees is there in Bangalore, Karina Sarees is there in Mumbai, and there is one more saree shop called as Anushka Sarees who is there in Mysore. Please note, Bangalore and Mysore is in Karnataka, Mumbai is in Maharashtra. Now what has happened over here? Karina told Priya supply 100 silk sari to Anushka. Who told? Karina told Priya to supply 100 sarees to Anushka. Please note, who is Priya's customer? Karina is Priya's customer. Karina is Priya's customer. So I am going to give an invoice to Karina Sarees. I am going to give an bill to Karina Sarees. But however, I am doing delivery Anushka Sarees. Where am I delivering the goods to Anushka Sarees? I am doing shipping to whom, sir? Anushka Sarees. Please note, the payment is also going to be made by Karina only. See, basically there are two transactions over here. One transaction is between Priya and Karina, and second transaction is between Karina and Anushka. Karina is going to give a separate bill to Anushka, etc. But what is happening over here? I am giving an invoice to Karina and I am going to ship the goods to Anushka, giving a bill to Karina, shipping it to Anushka. Now, if you see, the supplier is in Karnataka and recipient is in Mumbai. Now the question which arises over here, whether I should charge IGST or whether I should charge CGST, SGST in this particular transaction. Whether I should charge CGST, SGST or should I charge IGST. Now for which the law is very clear. Law says where the movement is caused on the direction of a registered person. The place of, see, normally place of supply is the location where movement is terminating. In the present case, where is the movement terminating? Mysore, correct? But however, the law says there is one more entry which says what, sir? If the movement is caused on the direction of a registered person, if Karina Sarees is asking me to supply the goods to some other place, then if Karina Sarees is asking me to supply the goods to some other place, then the place of supply will be location of Karina Sarees. If the movement is caused on the direction of a registered person, then the location of the registered person will be taken as place of supply. The location of registered person will be taken as place of supply. Therefore, place of supply will be Mumbai. And for this transaction, I am going to charge what, sir? I am going to charge IGST. So this is something which is already there in the law. Now what they have done is they have added a new entry. So this is, I think, entry number 10(1)(c). Now they have added a new sub clause over here, section 10 subsection 1 clause CA. This is newly added. This is something which is newly added. Now this point is applicable in which case? Sir? Please note, this point is applicable only when there is a supply of goods to an unregistered person. When there is a supply of goods to whom, sir? Unregistered person. Now what is the point talking all about? Fantastic amendment it is. It was needed actually. If you are supplying goods to whom, sir? Unregistered person. Now there are two possibilities. Address of that unregistered person is available. Address of that unregistered person is available with you, or address of that unregistered person is not available with you. The unregistered person to whom you are supplying the goods, you have his address or you don't have his address. If you have the address of that unregistered person, then place of supply will be equal to the address of unregistered person. Address whatever is available, that address. If address is not available, sir, place of supply will be location of supplier. What will be the place of supply? The place of supply will be location of supplier. Now, sir, can you please explain with an example? So this is the provision. Now let me explain with an example. Priya Sarees. Priya Sarees is supplying goods to whom, sir? Say you are a person, you come to Priya Sarees. You are not a registered person. You come to Priya Sarees, you are coming to Priya Sarees and purchasing a sari. You are coming to Priya Sarees and you are purchasing the saree from whom, sir? You are purchasing the saree from me. I am standing over there. You are coming to me. You are telling me, sir, please give me a saree, sir. I want a saree. So I give you the saree. I ask you which saree you want, chiffon saree, silk saree, synthetic saree, whatever type of saree, which saree do you want? You say, sir, I want a net saree. I said, okay, please take this net saree. I supplied the sarees to you. Now there are two possibilities. Now you may, Priya Sarees is in Bangalore. You may be from Karnataka. Or you may be from different part of India. You may be from say West Bengal, you may be from say Delhi, you may be from say Hyderabad, you may be from Chennai, you may be from Mumbai, you may be from Jaipur, you may be from different parts, Gujarat, etc. Anywhere else. If you are from Karnataka only, no problem at all, CGST, SGST I have to charge. Now tell me, by looking at your face, can I say which location you are from? By looking at your face, will I be able to guess which place you are from, and accordingly will I be able to charge CGST, should I charge CGST, SGST or IGST? Will I be able to do that? It is not practically possible. So what will happen, sir? So whenever a customer is coming, normally we are not going to ask them from where you are. Normally we are not going to ask them, because normally what happens in business, no, they will feel offended. Ayo, why are you asking the which place I am from? Will you not supply the goods if I am not from Karnataka? So they will feel offended. So normally we are selling the goods. So if the person does not say which place he is from, what we are going to do, sir? Because we are making the supply at that location only, because the goods are the delivery is terminated by us in that place only. So I am going to charge CGST and SGST. What am I going to charge, sir? CGST and SGST. Now what lawmakers have told is, normally this is what we used to do. Now what lawmakers have told is, no problem, wait, Dilip, now the person to whom you are supplying the goods, do you have his address? Do you have his address? Do you have his address? Is the address available? I say yes, I have the address. Now where is he from? He is from Karnataka. Okay, Dilip, where are you from? Karnataka. He is also Karnataka. So place of supply will be Karnataka. So CGST, SGST you supply. Say, assuming he says he is from Mumbai, he is from Maharashtra, he says he is from Gujarat, he says he is from say West Bengal. In such case, please charge IGST. In such case, Mr. Dilip, please charge IGST. If he says that I am going to take all these goods to my native place, which is in Kolkata, I am going to take all these goods to my native place in Hyderabad, etc. In that case, please charge IGST. But if the address is not available, if he does not give any address, then location of supplier will be place of supply. What is the location of supplier? Who is the supplier? You are the supplier. Dilip, Priya Sarees is the supplier. So your location will be taken as place of supply. So in such case, place of supplier will be equal to Bangalore. You should charge CGST and SGST. Okay, you should charge CGST and SGST. This is one small newly added section. A new section has been added, section 10 subsection 1 clause CA. When the goods are supplied to an unregistered person, check whether address is available or address is not available. If address is available, place of supply will be the address available. If address of that unregistered person is not available, location of supplier will be taken as place of supply. Okay, I hope this point is also clear to you all. So this is what this point is all talking about. Now very important, supply of goods is made to a person other than registered person. What is this point telling? It is made to a person other than registered person. If you are supplying goods to whom, sir? Any person other than registered person, then only this provision is applicable. A new clause section 10 CA is introduced. Okay, what is this provision telling? Where the location as per the address of the said person is recorded in the invoice, that will be taken as place of supply, and the location of supplier will be taken as place of supply if the address is not recorded in the invoice. If you have recorded the address in the invoice, if you have taken his address and written in the invoice, that location will be taken as place of supply. If that address is not available, location of supplier will be taken as place of supply. Similarly, there is one clarification which they have given for advertisement sectors. There is a service with respect to advertisement, so that for that advertisement sector services they have given a clarification. Now this is obviously a supply of services. I will just give an example to explain this point also. You can go through the provision, but my example I think is self-explanatory. So once after watching this example, you can download this material from the description. So it is self-explanatory. You will understand once you read, you will understand. Now advertisement services. Now please note, For supply of services, no place of supply. General rule says what, sir? General rule. Place of supply for services, general rule, which is, who talks about general rule? Section 12 subsection 2. What is section 12 subsection 2 telling? Check whether the services are given to a registered person or is it given to an unregistered person. If the services are given to a registered person, then the place of supply will be, if the services are given to whom? A registered person, the place of supply will be a location of registered person, wherever he is registered. Correct? If the services are given to an unregistered person, then check whether address is available or address is not available. Check whether address is available. If answer is yes, address is available, then location, place of supply will be what, sir? Place of supply will be that whatever address is available with you. If address is not available, then place of supply will be location of supplier. The provision which we just now saw. The provision which we just now saw. This is the general rule for services. For services, what is the general rule? If you are making a supply to a registered person, then the location of a registered person will be taken as place of supply. If you are making the services supply to an unregistered person, then check whether address is available or not. If address is available, then the whatever address is available, that location will be taken as place of supply. If the address is not available, then your location, the supplier's location, will be taken as place of supply. Similarly, section 12 subsection 3 to section 12 subsection 14, they are all specific rule, meaning specifically if you want to find place of supply for a particular category which is given in section 12.13 to 12.3 to 12.14, then for them you should see only those rules. You should not come to section 12 subsection 2. Normally what will I say for services? 12.2, but if it is specifically covered under 12.3 to 12.14, then you should see those respective sections. Now please note, what is section 12 subsection 3 talking about? This talks about services in relation to immovable property. So this talks about what, sir? Determining the place of supply for services in relation to what, sir? Immovable property. What is this point talking? For services in relation to place of services, place of supply in relation to immovable property, services in relation to immovable property will be the place where immovable property is located or intended to be located. Wherever that immovable property is located or it has an intention to be located, that place will be taken as place of supply. For example, I go to Mumbai, I go stay in the Taj Hotel Mumbai, so that is services with respect to immovable property. I am taking that immovable property hotel room on rent. What will be the place of supply? Wherever that immovable property is there, wherever that hotel is there, that hotel is there in Mumbai, the place of supply will be Mumbai. Okay, so these two sections, I think, this background was needed for this point which we are going to discuss now. Now, the clarification is with respect to advertisement services. In respect of what, sir? Advertisement sector. Now, in advertisement sectors, there are some advertisement which they provide through hoardings. There are some advertisement. How do they provide this advertisement, sir? Hoarding. See this kinds of advertisement which is there. You see this, Salman Khan is advertising this particular product, correct? So these types of advertisement you see over here. Say this Vodafone advertisement, this advertisement which is there over here. These are the advertisements. Okay, so these are the advertisements. Say this some jewelry store advertisement is happening over here. These are the advertisement which is happening through what, sir? These are the advertisements which are happening through hoardings. These big hoardings which you see on the roadside, these are called as hoardings. So these are the advertisement which is happening through hoardings. Now please note what happens to these hoardings, sir. These hoardings are basically attached to earth. They are fixed at one location, correct? If you see over here, so this is properly visible. If you see over here, this hoarding which is there, that is attached to earth. They are fixed at one location. These hoardings are fixed at one location, correct? So now, because they are fixed at one location, mobile one, Priya Sarees goes to an advertisement agency. Okay, I go to an advertisement agency and I ask that advertisement agency to please have my advertisement in this particular hoarding. Advertisement agency will go to that person who is owning that particular whatever that billboard is there, that billboard, whoever is owning. So it will go to the owner of that person. It is going to go to advertisement company, will go to the owner and they are going to take services from him, and the advertisement company is going to give the services to me. Second category, see in this case, in case number one, there are two services happening. Service one is by advertisement agency to Priya Sarees. Service two is by owner of that billboard to advertisement agency. Now, services given by advertisement agency to me is obviously what, sir? Advertisement service. It is obviously from the face of it, anyone can say it is advertisement service. Therefore, section 12 subsection 2 will be applicable for determining the place of supply. Meaning, if Priya Sarees is registered, location of Priya Sarees will be taken as place of supply. If Priya Sarees is unregistered, then place of supply will be if address is available, that address is not available, location of supplier. And there is one more services given by this owner of that hoarding to advertisement company. Now for these services, this is a services with respect to what's immobile property. Immobile property is given on rent by this owner to advertisement company. For this the place of supply is required to be, so this is treated as renting of immobile property services. So for this services, place of supply is required to be determined by a section called as section 12 subsection 3. For this services, place of supply is required to be determined by section called as section 12 subsection 3. The owner is giving services to advertisement company. The place of supply will be location where that hoarding is situated. Okay, not okay? Okay, not okay? So this is point number one. Second case, instead of going to second case, what do I do? Instead of going to that owner of that, instead of going to advertisement company, what do? I directly go to the owner. And I ask the owner that, sir, please sir, I want to advertisement my sarees shop. I want to put an advertisement of my saree store over here. Can I put an advertisement, sir? Can I use this place for advertisement? He says definitely yes, sir. So sir, who is going to arrange for the advertisement? He said, no sir, this is my hoarding, so I will only arrange for the advertisement. So who is arranging for advertisement? This owner is only arranging for all the advertisement, whatever is billboards, etc., whatever is required to be printed, etc. I have given my design, he is going to do all the arrangements. So in this case, the services is given by owner to me. So this person is owning the billboards and he is only going to put the advertisement. He is only going to give the advertisement services to me. In this case, lawmaker says this is treated as advertisement services. This is not treated as renting of immobile property services. This is treated as advertisement services given directly by the owner to Priya Sarees. This is an advertisement services directly given by this owner to Priya Sarees. In this case, section 12 subsection 2 will be applicable. There is only one services over here. Owner is giving the services to me and it is treated as advertisement services, and accordingly section 12 subsection 2 will be applicable. This is what is a small clarification which they have given in this case. So I have taken both the issue number 1 and issue number 2. You can have a reading over here and accordingly you'll understand this. I think this example is sufficient for understanding. So both the points are covered over here. Okay, so these were some important amendments. Now next amendment is with respect to exemptions. Two small amendments, one new entry has been added. Amendment in existing exemptions. So there are some existing exemptions in which they have made an amendment. So you remember there was one entry called as entry number 19C, which talks about satellite launch services. What this entry used to tell? This entry used to tell satellite launch services supplied by ISRO, Antrix Corporation or New Space India Limited is exempt. Satellite launch services given by ISRO, Antrix Corporation Limited or New Space India is exempt. This is what is written in your book also if you have your material. But now lawmaker says no, they have removed this point ISRO, they have removed this point ISRO, Antariksh Corporation Limited, New Space India. Meaning the new point is what, sir? Only satellite launch services. So the new entry says what, sir? Satellite launch services. The new entry says satellite launch services given by any person. In simple words, satellite launch services given by any person is exempt. So if you are going to launch your satellite, say you are going to launch your you are going to give the satellite launch services to someone. So in this case, what, sir? Your services are also exempt. Any person is giving satellite launch services, their services will be exempt. It does not matter whether they are ISRO, Antariksh Corporation or not. I mean, any person is giving satellite launch services will be exempt now. Now you remember that Ministry of Railway or Indian Railway point was we studied in RCM topic. Similar amendments have also been made under exemptions. So services given by central government, state government, normally services given by central government, state government, local authority, excluding these services, are all taxable. Normally services given by central government, state government, local authority, union territory is exempt, excluding the following services. In this exclusion, they have added one more item, which is Indian Railway. Services given by Indian Railway is now taxable, and it is taxable under forward charge mechanism. So similar entries are also there in similar amendment is also made in entry number 7, 8 and 9 of your exemption topic. So everywhere they have also added this point, Indian Railway. Indian Railway services is now taxable, and it is taxable under forward charge. It is taxable irrespective of to whom the services are given. Whether the Indian Railway is giving services to a registered person or unregistered person does not matter. It will always be taxable. They have added a new amendment entry number 3B. Entry number 3B. So there is a new exemption entry which they have added. Services provided to, services given to, services provided to governmental authority by way of what type of services are? Water supply services, services relation to public health, services of sanitization and solid waste management, and slum improvement or some upgradation. So services is given to whom? Governmental authority. Who is giving the services? Nothing is mentioned. Any person can give the services to governmental authority by way of water supply, public health or sanitization, solid waste management, etc. Say for example, I have a company for solid waste management. Okay, whatever the garbage is collected by the government, every day morning there will be some people who are collecting garbage from your area, locality. This waste management company, I have this waste management company. So I am giving services to, say in Bangalore, the municipality is called as BBMP. I am giving services to say municipality. In your state, whatever name it is called, I don't know. Say for example, in Mumbai it is called as Bombay Municipal Corporation or Mumbai Municipal Corporation. So BBMP, I am giving services to municipal corporation for solid waste management. My services given to governmental authority is exempt. No GST is applicable. It is exempt. Now, there is a small amendment made in a topic called as value of supply. Basically, this amendment is not in value of supply topic, it is in time of supply, but the institute has included this in the chapter of value of supply. No problem, but this is with respect to time of supply. Now, you remember time of supply of goods, section 12, subsection 2. Section 12 subsection 2 talks about time of supply. Section 12 subsection 2 of CGST Act talks about time of supply of goods under forward charge. What is the time of supply? 2 arrow marks. The invoice is issued within the due date specified under section 31, or invoice is not issued within the due date specified under section 31. If invoice is issued within the due date specified under section 31, then time of supply will be date of invoice or date of payment, whichever is earlier. If invoice is not issued within the due date specified under section 31, then the time of supply will be last date to issue invoice or the date of payment, whichever is earlier. Correct? So this is what the time of supply topic says. And we also studied about a notification number 66/2017. So in this notification is applicable only for supply of goods. So notification number 66/2017. What is this notification telling? If you receive any money before making the supply, in case of supply of goods, if you receive any money before making the supply, then the date of receipt of that money shall not be taken as time of supply. The date when you have received that money, that date will not be taken as time of supply. So this is one small point which we have studied. Now this notification was applicable for whom, sir? It was applicable only for supply of goods. Now they have just made one small exclusion. They have told this notification from 1st of October 2023, this notification number 66/2017 shall not apply to specified actionable claims. It shall not apply to whom, sir? Specified actionable claims. Please note, actionable claims are treated as goods. Actionable claims are treated as what, sir? Goods. So this notification will not be applicable anymore to actionable claims. Which actionable claims? Specified actionable claims. Now basically actionable claims are treated as goods, therefore this notification should be applicable to all actionable claims, but lawmakers are specifically excluded. Now they have told this notification number 66/2017 shall not apply to specified actionable claims. Sir, what do you mean by specified actionable claim? Are first amendment, this is what we had seen in the first discussion. What are the specified actionable claims? There are totally 6 items: lottery, betting, gambling, then casino, online money gaming, and newly added item, one more item is horse races. So for these 6 items, the time of supply will be date of payment or date of invoice, whichever is earlier, or last date to issue invoice or date of payment, whichever is earlier. Meaning in this case date of payment will also be considered as time of supply. If you receive any payment before issuing the invoice or before making the supply, then the date of receipt of that payment will be taken as time of supply. So this is what is the point. Small amendment: tax to be paid on specified actionable claims at the time of receipt of payment for such supplies made by the supplier. So it will be taxable. Under which time, sir? It will be taxable either at the time of receipt of payment, meaning normal provision will be applicable. That notification is not applicable for specified actionable claims. Now there are small procedural amendments with respect to your registration chapter. Small amendments, easy amendments. Now you remember section 24. Let me just directly let us go through one by one all these amendments. You remember there is a section called as section 24. Section 24 talks about what, sir? Section 24 talks about what, sir? Section 24 talks about this compulsory registration. What is section 24 talking about? Section 24 talks about compulsory registration. What is section 24 telling? Compulsory registration. Section 24 says there are few categories of person who are required to take compulsory registration, who are required to take registration under GST law compulsorily. Now here they have added one more category, one more point. Who is this? Mandatory or compulsory registration. Mandatory registration or compulsory registration for every person supplying online money gaming services from place outside India to a person in India. So if you are a company who is supplying online money gaming services, please note, Dream 11 is an Indian company, My Rummy Circle is an Indian company, etc. Just like that, if you are a company who is not an Indian company, if you are a person who is giving online money gaming services from outside India, you should compulsorily take registration under GST law in India. You should compulsorily take a registration under GST law in India. Similarly, one more chota sa amendment, much needed amendment, in practical life, the second amendment was very much required. Requirement of presence of applicant for physical verification of business premises is done away with. Done away with means what, sir? Done away with means no more required. Requirement of presence of applicant for physical verification of business premises is no more relevant or no more required. Meaning, normally procedure for registration, one of the important element for procedure for registration was physical verification of business premises. This meaning officer will come and physically verify your business premises. Now the law said physical verification should happen only in the presence of applicant. Only when the applicant is there over there, only then physical verification will be treated as valid. For example, if Priya Sadis is going to apply for registration, now Priya Sadis is a sole proprietorship concern. So therefore, who is the owner of Priya Sadis? If it is a sole proprietorship concern, only single owner, Dilip is the owner. So I will be the applicant. I will be the applicant. I will be called as the applicant. Now I have applied for GST registration and the government wants to give me registration. Government wants to give me the registration. When the government gives me the registration, one of the conditions for the government is that I should say if the government if the issuing authority intends to do any physical verification of business premises, then my presence is mandatorily required. I should compulsorily be present over there, only then they are going to give the physical verification. Now what used to happen was, I am a businessman, I would have applied for registration now, and say for purchasing the goods or for supplying the goods, I would have went outside, I would have gone to different places. Now it is practically not possible for me to be present over there. I have a shop, I have a beautiful board which is written Priya Sarees, etc. I have my staff who are in the shop, etc. But still many GST officers, they were rejecting the application. Sir, why were they rejecting the application? Sir, because they were rejecting the application because the applicant was not available over there, the applicant was not present over there when physical verification was happening. So lawmakers have told, see, practically it is not possible that the person who is applying for registration will always be there. Therefore, I am removing this condition. I am removing this condition, so this condition is no more relevant. If physical verification is happening, even if the applicant is not there, there may be a possibility. No, I am a person who is having business in Bangalore. I want to start a sari shop in Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Gujarat, etc. I want to start sari shops in different places, and I have applied for registration over there. Is it practically possible for me to be physically present at each of these locations when the officer is coming for verification? Not possible. So lawmakers have told this condition is no more required. Now whenever physical verification is happening, a report is required to be uploaded. So if the physical verification is happening after grant of registration, this report is required to be uploaded within 15 days. And if physical verification is happening before the grant of registration, then this report of physical verification is required to be uploaded at least 5 days before granting the registration. Now similarly, one more time limit they have specified now. Before there was no time limit specified for this case. Now you remember one of the procedure for taking registration is updating bank account details. Now if I want to take registration under GST law, I should compulsorily do what, sir? I should update my bank account details. I should compulsorily update my bank account details. Lawmakers had told that any person who has been granted a registration should update his bank account details after grant of registration. Now after grant of registration, there is no time limit. When you say after your food, go for a walk. After your food, go for a walk, that does not have, there is no time limit at all. So you may go for a walk after your food. No, it may be right after your food. It may be 1 hour after your food. It may be 5 hours after your food. You may go tomorrow morning. You may tell that I had my food yesterday and today morning I am going. You told after your food you should go for a walk. Similarly, the lawmakers have told after obtaining registration, bank account details are required to be uploaded by the registered person. Now these people, no, they were aram se sitting. Say I have applied for registration. Registration is granted to me. One of the procedure which I have to follow is updating my bank account details. Now I used to aram se wait, and I used to wait. Unless until someone comes and tell me to upload the bank details, I was not uploading at all. So now lawmakers have given a specific time. You should upload this bank account details within this time limit. The details of bank account is required to be furnished by the applicant within 30 days of grant of registration, within 30 days of grant of registration, or before filing the GSTR1 or invoice furnishing facility, whichever is earlier. Meaning before filing your GST return, GSTR1, or within 30 days from the date of grant of registration, whichever is earlier. Within 30 days, I have applied for, I got the registration today, within 30 days from this date, or within the first return which you are going to file. First return in the sense the GSTR1 which you are going to file. If the due date of filing return is before 30 days, then whichever is earlier you are going to take, and accordingly you are required to update your bank account details. Now, sir, what will happen if I don't update my bank account details? Your registration will be suspended. What will happen, sir? Your registration will be suspended. Lawmakers have told if you don't upload your bank account details, your registration will be suspended. However, once you upload your bank account details, whatever suspension was there, no, it will automatically be revoked. Meaning once you upload your bank account details, automatically your registration will be valid. Your registration will be valid. So system based suspension of registration in case of failure to furnish the details of valid account within the time limit. If you don't upload the bank account details within the above time limit, then your registration will be suspended. Automatic revocation on furnishing the said details. Once you submit, your revocation will be taken back. Whatever suspension was there, that will be taken back. Okay, there is one more chota sa procedural or but important. This is one more amendment in your registration chapter, an important amendment. There is a section called as section number 30, which is the last section for your registration topic. Section 30 talks about what, sir? Revocation of cancellation. Revocation of cancellation. What is this section telling? Time limit for filing revocation of cancellation. Section 29 gives you the different cases when the registration can be cancelled. Section 29 gives the different cases when the registration can be cancelled by officer. So officer, if he is cancelling your registration, you have taken registration, you have not filed returns, etc. because of some reason, GST officer has cancelled your registration. Now you have a time limit of 30 days. Before the time limit was of 30 days to revoke your cancellation. Now this 30 days time limit, no, they have increased it to 90 days. You can apply for revocation. You can tell the officer, sir, I am really very sorry that I have not filed my that because of some reason you are cancelling my registration. Please take back your cancellation order. Please take back your cancellation order. So you are applying for revocation of cancellation. So whatever revocation of cancellation order you are applying, no, this revocation is required to be done by the officer. The application for revocation you can make within 90 days. Before the time limit was 30 days, now they have increased the time limit to 90 days. Further, can I do the extension, sir? Yes, you can do the extension up to a period of 180 days. Meaning for 90 days, once the order is given, within 90 days of that order you can apply. You can go to assistant commissioner or additional commissioner, or you can go to joint commissioner and you can request for extension for another 90 days. So in total the period is how much, sir? 180 days. So revocation of cancellation can be done within 90 days and extension can be done for a further period up to 90 days if proper reasons are shown by you. Next, now under section 24, section 24 talks about what, sir? Compulsory registration. Under section 24, no, under section 24 which talks about what? Compulsory registration, we saw under section 24 which talks about compulsory registration, we saw that if you are a person who is supplying goods, and if you are making interstate supply of taxable goods, you are required to take compulsory registration. Similarly, if you are a person who is supplying the goods through an e-commerce operator who is required to collect the tax under section 52, then also you are required to take compulsory registration. This condition was applicable, this both compulsory registration, if you are making an interstate supply of goods or you are supplying goods through an e-commerce operator, compulsory registration is applicable. This was applicable whether you are a registered person or unregistered person. Now what lawmakers have told, if you are an unregistered person, you can supply the goods through an e-commerce operator. Even if you are an unregistered person, you can supply the goods through an e-commerce operator and you need not take registration. Meaning an unregistered person can now, see, if you are a supplier of services, you can anyway supply before also, but if you were a supplier of goods, if you were supplying through an e-commerce operator, then compulsory registration you should have taken. But now lawmakers are telling no more required. Meaning there is Flipkart. Priya Sarees is supplying goods through Flipkart to a customer. Now payment is also routed through Flipkart only. In this case, Priya Sarees was required to take registration compulsorily. Now lawmakers are telling, if Priya Sarees is unregistered person, if Priya Sarees is not a registered person, then also it can supply the goods through Flipkart or e-commerce operator without taking any registration. Now the next topic in which there is a small amendment is with respect to your tax invoice, debit note and credit note topic. What is this tax invoice, debit note and credit note topic? What is the amendment, sir? Amendment is with respect to your e-invoicing. In e-invoicing, no, the turnover limit. When is e-invoicing applicable? When the turnover crosses the specified limit. The turnover limit is now reduced to 5 crores. Before it was 10 crores. Now the turnover limit is what, sir? 10 crores. For 5 crores. For your examination, what is the limit? 5 crores. Now, so this is applicable from 1st of August 2023. So when is e-invoicing applicable? E-invoicing will be applicable if your aggregate turnover in any year starting from financial year 2017 17, 18, in any year, if your aggregate turnover, if it has crossed 5 crore rupees, then e-invoicing will be applicable to you. E-invoicing will be applicable to you. Similarly, they have given one more clarification with respect to e-invoicing for to government departments, public sector undertaking registered only for the purpose of deducting the taxes under section 51. Now, what is this clarification was? See, there are some government undertakings, government departments who have taken registration under section 51, meaning these people, public sector, some public sector undertaking, government departments, etc., these people are not making any taxable supplies. Their supplies is not taxable. If their supply is not taxable, you don't have to take registration. But still they have taken registration to comply with the provision of section 51. Section 51 talks about TDS, deducting the TDS under GST law if the contract value is more than 2.5 lakhs. The person who takes the services, that is the government department, etc., they have to deduct the TDS. Now these government departments, public sector undertaking, etc., they themselves are not making any taxable supply, but they have taken registration under GST law because they are liable to take registration as per section 51. So the question was, say Priya Sarees is supplying goods to, say Priya Sarees has a turnover more than 5 crores, meaning for Priya Sarees e-invoicing is applicable. Priya Sarees e-invoicing is applicable. So now whether Priya Sarees has to follow e-invoicing even when the supply is made by Priya Sarees to these government departments who have taken registration under 51, lawmaker says yes. When is e-invoicing applicable? When is e-invoicing applicable? When the supply is made by one registered person to another registered person. Correct? E-invoicing is applicable in case of B2B supply. When the supply is made by one registered person to another registered person, e-invoicing is applicable. It does not matter. It does not matter whether the opposite person is a regular dealer, whether he is a composition dealer, whether he is an input service distributor, whether he is an OIDR service provider, whether he is a TDS person or is a TCS person. Meaning, law says one registered person is supplying goods to another registered person, and if that registered person is supplying the goods, if his aggregate turnover exceeds the limit of 5 crores, then for him e-invoicing will be applicable. E-invoicing is applicable only when there is a B2B supply between one registered person to another registered person. Therefore, in this types of transaction, e-invoicing is applicable. It does not matter whether the government has taken registration under section 51 or under any other section. E-invoicing is compulsory applicable if the supply is made to a registered person, irrespective of whether the registered person is a normal registered person, casual composition dealer, or an input service distributor, or and whatever different types of registration we have, TDS, TCS, etc. Now there is also a small amendment, not an amendment, this is just to compensate an amendment which was made in registration topic under TDS and TCS topic. Now Flipkart, Priya Sarees and customer. So Flipkart is called as e-commerce operator, Priya Sarees is supplier of sari, and customer is the recipient of sari. Now Priya Sarees has listed some of the products on Flipkart. So customers sees those products, they will place order, and Flipkart is going to give me order information. I am going to supply those goods to the customer. Customer is going to pay Flipkart, and Flipkart is going to pay the money to me. Now say customer paid 10,000 to Flipkart. Now what section 52 says, hey Flipkart, when you make the payment to Mr. Dilip, now please reduce 1% as TCS. Please reduce 1% as TCS and pay this 100 rupees to government on behalf of Mr. Dilip, and pay 9,900 to Dilip. Now this TCS deduction is there, no? This TCS deduction, whatever TCS is deducted, Dilip, if he is a registered person, Dilip can take credit of this. He can take credit of this. Now if he is an unregistered person, sir, if he is an unregistered person, normally what will happen, whatever TCS is deducted, if the opposite person, the supplier, if he is a registered person, then whatever the TCS amount is deducted, it will directly go and sit in his electronic cash ledger, and accordingly he can use that money for making the payment of taxes. But if the supplier is an unregistered person, then his GST number is not there. If his GST number is not there, it is not practically possible for Flipkart to upload the details. Meaning it is not possible for Flipkart to give the credit to the supplier. So lawmakers are telling there is no requirement to give the credit to that person. You give that tax amount to me. You don't give the credit to that person because he is not a registered person. So GSTR 8 information is only required to be given for registered suppliers. If the supplier is unregistered person, you don't have to give any information in GSTR 8. That is what a small point, meaning not so important. There are two last amendments, small amendments. One is with respect to payment of tax. Payment of tax. What is this amendment with respect to payment of tax, sir? See, if I take excess input tax credit, if I take wrong input tax credit, etc., then I have to pay interest. For whatever excess input tax credit is taken by me, for whatever wrong input tax credit is taken by me, I will have to pay interest to the government. Now, what government has told? One small clarification they have given. This is just a clarification. Okay, this is a small clarification which they have given. Say for example, I wanted to take credit of CGST and SGST. Okay, I wanted to take credit of CGST and SGST 5,000, but by mistakenly I have taken credit under IGST head 10,000 rupees. What is happening in this case? There is wrong availment of input tax credit. Instead of taking the credit under CGST and SGST, I have taken the credit under IGST. So there is wrong availment of input tax credit. Now since there is wrong availment of input tax credit, I will have to pay interest. I have taken wrong credit, I will have to pay interest. So lawmaker says, Mr. Dilip, you will have to pay interest from date of taking the credit till date of reversal of credit. Mr. Dilip, you will have to pay interest from the date of taking the credit till the date of reversal of credit. You will have to pay interest from the date of taking the credit till the date of reversal of credit. Only when is this interest applicable? So interest period, I hope it is clear. Interest period is from the date of taking the credit till the date of reversal of credit. At what rates, sir? At 18% per annum. You will have to pay interest at what rates, sir? At 18% per annum. Now when will I have to pay interest? Government has told, say you have wrongly taken the credit. Say IGST excess credit taken by me, wrongly claimed credit under IGST is how much? Say 10,000 rupees. Now I have taken this credit on say 10th of August 23 and the reversal is made by me. The reversal is made by me on say 14th of February 24. So normally I will have to pay interest for this period. Correct? I will have to pay interest for this period. Now lawmaker says, Dilip, wait, interest you will have to pay. This interest will be applicable only if the interest will be applicable. Interest is applicable only if the total input tax credit in electronic credit ledger. The total input tax credit in your electronic credit ledger falls short of wrongly availed IGST credit. What is this point talking about, sir? This point says you will have to pay interest only when the total ITC which you have in your input tax credit ledger account is less than 10,000 rupees. For example, case number one. See, my wrong ITC is how much? My wrong ITC is 10,000 rupees. This wrong ITC I have taken under which head, sir? IGST. Now case number one, my total ITC, my total input tax credit in electronic credit ledger is how much? Under IGST I have a credit of 2,000 rupees, CGST I have a credit of 3,000 rupees and SGST I have a credit of 6,000 rupees. So what is the total input tax credit which I have in my electronic credit ledger? 11,000 rupees. Now is 11,000 less than 10,000? No, it is not less. Therefore is interest applicable in this case? Is interest applicable? Answer is no. Case number two. My total ITC in electronic credit ledger IGST is equal to 15,000, CGST 5,000, SGST 5,000. So what is the total credit which I have? 25,000. Is 25,000 less than 10,000? Answer is no. Therefore, will I have to pay interest, sir? I don't have to pay interest. Meaning they are telling check your total ITC. You don't see what is the ITC in your IGST account. You see your total ITC. If your total ITC is more than the amount of credit which you have taken, then don't pay interest. Say case number 3. What is the wrong ITC taken by me? 10,000. This is the wrong ITC taken by me. Now the amount ITC in my electronic credit ledger. IGST I have 1,000 rupees, CGST I have 2,000 rupees, and SGST I have 1,000 rupees. So what is the total credit which I have? 4,000 rupees. Now there is a shortfall. So 10,000 is wrongly claimed by me, 4,000 is what is available. Wrongly claimed by me is 6,000 rupees. On this I will have to pay interest. On this I will have to pay interest. Now please note, in this case only I will have to pay interest. I will have to pay interest only when it is shortfalling. Only when it is shortfalling. So this is some theoretical point they have given. You can read the theory. And obviously when you are computing the total input tax credit, there is one more clarification given. When you are computing the total input tax credit, please do not include the credit of compensation cess. Credit of compensation cess should not be included. You should only include the tax credit which is IGST, CGST and SGST, and in some times TGST if it is an union territory. GST compensation cess credit should not be included in this total. Then in your returns under GST, then which topics are returns under GST? In the returns under GST, there is one small amendment. Now under returns under GST, there were 4 scenarios when a registered person is not allowed to file his GSTR1. There were totally 4 cases. Now they have added 2 more cases. Okay, what are these 2 cases, sir? If the registered person is taking excess input tax credit, meaning normally now, see what is this point talking about? Additional cases wherein a registered person is debarred from furnishing the details of outward supplies. What are the additional cases when the registered person will be debarred? He will be stopped from filing GSTR1. What are these additional cases, sir? These additional cases, there are 2 additional cases which they have added. One is, see, normally I can take input tax credit only when, as per section 16, I can take input tax credit only when the details is communicated to me, meaning that information should come in my GSTR2B. Only when the information is coming to my GSTR2B, then only I can take input tax credit. Now if I take excess input tax credit, say if in my GSTR2B the total ITC is 10,000, and if I take input tax credit of 12,000 rupees, then I will be debarred from filing my GSTR1. So this is one case. And one more case is if I don't give bank account details. One more case is what, sir? If I don't give bank account details within that stipulated time. Within that stipulated time, if I don't upload my bank account details, then also I will be stopped from filing my GST returns, GSTR1. Now there is one new rule introduced, okay? This new rule is introduced. I mean, very simple time pass rule it is. This new rule talks about what, sir? Paying interest. What is this new rule talking about? This new rule says, as per section 16, you can take input tax credit. See, normally as per section 16, you can take input tax credit only when the details is communicated to the registered person. There are totally 6 conditions. One of the conditions says, sir, the supplier should communicate the details of the invoice to the registered person. And how is this communication happening? In GSTR2B, meaning supplier is going to file his GSTR1. The information will come in GSTR 2A and 2B. It will be said, it is communicated to me when it is coming in GSTR 2B. So only when the information is coming in GSTR 2B, I can take the credit of that amount. If I take the credit, even when the information is not available, I will be debarred from filing my GST returns. And if I take excess credit, say for example in my GSTR 2A. Now this new rule 88D. Rule 88D says what, sir? If any person takes excess input tax credit than what is reflecting in GSTR 2B. Say in GSTR 2B the input tax credit which I am eligible is 15,000, but I have taken input tax credit in my GST return. Which is the GST return in which I take input tax credit, which is GSTR 3B. I have taken a credit of 15,000 rupees. So can I say I have taken excess input tax credit of 5,000 rupees? So if I take any amount of input tax credit in excess of what is reflecting in GSTR 2B, then an intimation will be given. What will be given? An intimation will be given by the proper officer. GST officer is going to send me a notice. He is going to send me a notice. Now I will have to reply to this notice. Now please note, I have two possibilities. Once I receive this intimation, I have two possibilities. Within 7 working days, within 7 days, I should either submit my reply. Why have I taken excess input tax credit? I should submit my reply. Or I should reverse the ITC. I should reverse the input tax credit along with interest. See, if genuinely I have done a mistake, then please reverse the input tax credit along with interest. But no, I have a valid reason for taking excess input tax credit, then reply to that intimation. Give valid reasons that why you have taken input tax credit within 7 days. If you don't do this, then the provisions of section 73 and 74 will be imposed, meaning you will have to pay the excess amount which you have claimed along with interest, plus penalty provisions under 73 and 74 will be applied. You will also be asked to pay penalty. So this is what this amendment is all about. I'll just read it for you so that you don't have to read it again. Where the amount of ITC availed by a registered person in the return for a tax period furnished by him in GSTR 3B exceeds the ITC available as per the statement of GSTR 2B, then the said registered person shall be given an intimation in prescribed form. So that registered person will be sent an intimation. An intimation will be given to the registered person electronically on the common portal, and a copy of such intimation shall also be sent to him on his email address. The said intimation shall highlight the difference and will direct the registered person, and it will ask the registered person to pay an amount equal to excess ITC along with interest under section 50, or explain the reasons, or what, sir? It will ask you to explain the reasons for aforesaid difference. Why is there a difference? Now this you have to give within 7 working days. Now such registered person, I am a registered person who have received the intimation. Such registered person upon receipt of intimation shall either pay an amount equal to excess ITC along with interest, or furnish the reply incorporating the reasons for excess ITC within 7 working days. If I don't do this, then penalty provisions will be made applicable. The said amount, he will be liable to pay the said amount, shall be liable to be demanded in accordance with section 73 and 74. I will have to pay that said amount along with 73 and 74 penalty provisions they can impose and collect extra penalty from me. This is all about the amendments with respect to GST law. Now what I'll do is, I think almost the video is almost for 1 hour 40 minutes. So what I'll do is, I'll stop this over here only. For income tax, I'll make a separate video. Because income tax amendments are important. I'll make a separate video for income tax. See, major important amendment is this amendment only. Major important amendment under income tax law is 115 BAC. So this one amendment is very important. So I'll make a separate video. Maybe 1 hour video will be for income tax, or 1 hour 15 minutes video will be there. I'll make a separate video for income tax. So let us meet in our next video, amendments for income tax, and let us meet over there.